Hey, my name is Jonathan Tormentino Machain from Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. My name is Jonathan Tormentino Machain from Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. And today from South Korea. Your name?
Yeah, my name is Byung Hee.
Pyongyang, South Korea.
Soy coreano.
So crazy, so crazy, so crazy. It's my second time with a dude from Asia. And it's very, it feels weird, but in a good way because our cultures, it's way, way different. Way different to see every single part of lives. And the main thing over here, it's a very different way to see the Didgeridoo. And how are you? How are you
In Korea.
feeling? Yeah, how are you?
Ah, okay. Yeah, I'm pretty good and didgeridoo in Korea also. Mm, how can I say? It's not super common. It's not like a K-pop style, and it's like I play didgeridoo and then I like kind of play like instrumental music. It's not singing. It's not like a K-pop, so it's a little bit difficult to reach to like a normal Korean people to like kind of my music, like didgeridoo style of music is a
Mhm.
bit difficult, kind of very underground, like this kind of stuff.
Yes, I can
Yeah.
imagine. It's kind of like here in my city because most of the people also love Korean K-pop.
Yes.
Far away from Korea, over here in Tijuana, also lots of people love K-pop. My daughters love K-pop, and yes, it's very hard
Yo, the
to reach people
okay
with didgeridoo.
difficult.
Yes,
Yeah.
what do you want to say?
Example,
Uh huh.
like very few. Like some people know this, but most people don't know about. And also, yeah, they not try to listening this. Like no, just wow, this is something like a strange, weird sound, and just pass it. That is very normal, like action from the street. But very few people know that. Example, like someone have experience out of the Korea and
Mm,
like this kind of
okay, okay.
people. Yeah, a little bit they know this kind of thing, and yeah, but it's so difficult. I was
Yes.
working in Korea a little bit like a few years ago when I have super full power, more younger time.
Hmm.
Yeah, I had many gigs and trying to make culture, but it's very slow. Yeah, difficult.
Very very slow. How much? Well, we're gonna make it to that part. But right now, how was your first encounter with the didgeridoo, and then how did you start to play?
Sorry, can you say again?
How
How
was your
how I
first
started?
encounter? How was your first time that you listened to the didgeridoo? You said, "Whoa, what is that?" And then how do you start to play?
Ah, okay. I had two experience.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when I came to first Australia, it
Mm-hmm.
was Brisbane, is the east coast,
Mm-hmm.
east coast of Australia, and then I saw first time the Aborigine played didgeridoo, and that time I didn't feel not much connected because
Mm-hmm.
this guy just play like a oing oing very beginner sound, oing oing oing. Wow,
Mm-hmm.
something like a very something interesting sound, and I just passed it, and then from the Brisbane, and I moved and I crossed the opposite side, Western
Mm-hmm.
Australia, and I moved there, and first time, oh, I saw the Koji Matsumoto.
Ah, mira.
He was. I saw he playing, and it made me totally blowing mind.
Okay.
Ooh, because he played completely like a modern style of didgeridoo with like a beat and cool like this kind of sound. And it's completely different style of the traditional Aboriginal sound there.
Hmm.
And people, I saw the many people dance a lot on the street from the koji
Okay.
playing. I also, and I saw that I really strong. I have something from didgeridoo, and then koji. Yeah, before koji, I also met the Sanshi didgeridoo breath. Yeah,
Sanshi.
then I met, yeah, these two of didgeridoo player, and then they make me like into it to play didgeridoo. And
Okay.
also, I living many Japanese friends in that time in Australia. Everybody played didgeridoo, like seven, eight baskers from Japan. They all play didgeridoo. So when we come back home, everybody practice didgeridoo. And Sanji was the same. Sometimes coming. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Was really best timing for learning and start. And they example Sanji has the shop, didgeridoo shop in that
Mhm.
time, and now he moved the like another place, but now that time he has like a very good place in the didgeridoo shop. And then Sanji invited many good artists like the Wild Marmalade and
Yes.
then Gangagiri, those kind of Australia like a awesome like legend the artist. And then I went many times to concert and then wow, then I realized wow possible to make people dance from the didgeridoo. Easy. I saw many times the Sai when Sai start playing boom boom and people wow. Yeah, and yeah. And I'm totally into it didgeridoo after that.
Awesome. So awesome. And it's so amazing that you have the possibility. Well, you are not so far from Australia. You went just to the eastern and the west, the east and the west, or you went to the northeast, an Argentina.
Uh no no.
No,
Because
you.
the
Uh,
North Australia is really hot and humid.
okay.
Yeah, for me it's very weak. Like hot
Yeah.
and humid weather, yeah, yeah. It's
How
desert.
okay, see it's the desert. How it's the hottest days on Korea? How are the
Korea.
hottest
Uh,
over there in your place?
Korea is like 35, maximum 34, 33, and very high humidity.
Mm,
60, 70 humidity.
37, 35, kind of, yeah.
It's hot, but Australia is easy to go into 40. Yeah,
Yes.
even 50, yeah. And very dry. This air is crazy.
You see,
I mean, the
this
desert side. Yeah.
I will say that I can survive over there because over here in Baja California, in my state, the state where I live, it's another city in the east. It calls The name of the city is Mexicali. In that place, the heat can go over to 50, 42, 45, 47. At night,
Ooh.
at night, it's 42.
Wow.
In
Even
middle of
night.
the day, yes, even in middle of the day, can be 45, 40, 50, kind of. Well, that's so
Yeah,
fucking
it's
crazy. Yeah,
difficult. Very difficult.
I had yeah I had been there a few times and it's crazy. It's very crazy.
Yeah.
Over here in Tijuana, it's I think it's kind of kind of like Korea, 30 something.
Mm.
Yesterday it was like 32. Right now I'm using a sweater because
Oh, it's cold.
it's no, it's not cold, but it's like yesterday it was like 32, 33,
Yeah.
and right now it's 22. I'm feeling
Oh,
cold.
really?
Yes, I'm feeling
Yeah,
cold.
that
I
for
have
sure.
a
Yeah,
sweater
for sure,
because
for sure.
it's 20 something, but yeah,
Wow, this is like so much up and down the weather. Yeah.
yeah, it's very crazy, very crazy. In over there in Korea, how big is the didgeridoo community? Because I have seen another players that are so good, and there is one. one dude that he don't use too much social media, but they are good players over there. How is
Yeah,
the Korean community over there?
yeah, in Korea we have like not a lot of player, but we have like few good player. Example, the Yun Hwan Kim. He
Hmm.
was a very good player, and Hyun Jo. He had good band, Animal Divers, and he was very good didgeridoo player. And then Tajan Loka, the big dreadlock guy, he was good player.
Oh, la loca,
Mm.
del
A-
Tarzán la loca.
And then the one guy, he doesn't use much the social things, and then yeah, his nickname is Bali. Same my
Mhm,
family name like Hwang. This
mhm.
guy also pretty good DJ player, and yeah, it's 4-5, about 4-5, 5-6, something like that. And they do their own way to make them music. They're really focused. Mm.
Yeah, because I love the this it, back in the days when I started to watch the Korean community, he had dreads, but right now he doesn't have dreads. Um, it's very complicated to remember the Korean names.
It's, it's like all similar pace and similar name, then difficult.
Kind of, yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
If like if
yeah,
you
I'm
seen a
still okay.
Mexican, if you see a Mexican,
No, no.
all Mexicans look the same for
Yeah,
you.
yeah, same like same. Yeah, example like the Japanese, Chino, Coreano. You guys don't know, no? Who is Japanese? Who's Chino? Who's Coreano? We all
Well,
same base.
you have a good
Yeah.
good pronunciation in Spanish. Why?
Because I like this Espanol and Italian accent very much.
Wow, you have been
It's
in
a,
Europe?
yeah, Italia, Italiano.
Mm, Italiano, la porca
And then
miseria.
yeah, this what's Latin language is so nice, eh?
Languages,
Espanol
yes.
also. The funny thing
Because,
is, Carlo Catano.
sí, claro.
Ah, Carlo Catano is my most big idol first. You
Come on
remember?
now.
Yeah, it's Espanol, no?
Sí, sí, es
He,
español.
yeah, he teach me first Spanish language is very bad word.
Vámonos. What kind of bad word he
Tu,
teach you?
tu puta madre. Tu
Vámonos.
puta madre.
Una
But
bien
I know this
cabrona.
meaning. I know this meaning, but I know this the Latin people using for the joke, for the friend. Tu puta madre,
It
using
depends the country
depends.
because it depends on the country because the Colombians they say ay hijo puta. They don't say
Mm.
the full thing. They
Ah, yeah,
eh,
different, yeah.
hijo de puta, hijo de puta,
Hijo de
or
puta.
kind of like that. Or the Argentinian dudes they say the last meal, and we don't say the rest of the word because YouTube can block us the video
Ah, yeah.
because right now
I
it's very
mm,
sensitive this with this kind of languages.
yeah.
The bad
Yo,
word, but uh-huh,
I know this one. Que chévere.
the chévere is that
It's
it's
Colombian, no?
chévere. See, kind of yes, but Colombian
Uh,
from the 90s because Colombia right now
yeah.
it's
Que chévere.
bacán, una
Bacán,
chimba,
bacán.
parce,
Bacán.
bacán. I have a friend, a
Yeah.
didgeridoo player that is from Colombia. He will, and it's very
Mm-hmm.
funny that guy. We are the community of the ring of the didgeridoo because we are so hobbits. He is like he is 1 meter and
Very good.
63 centimeters. I'm 1 meter and 66. 1 meter and 63 centimeters. We are like very short people. So we're like the hobbits of the didgeridoo from Latin America. And
Yeah,
how was
that
huh?
mm.
You see?
Yeah. Anyway, this pretty like how to say. For me, it's very like a friendly language. The Latin
Mm.
language, very nice.
And how was your language? we talk about this with Catano, with Angenstein, and with some other dudes. How your language, Korean,
Mm-hmm.
makes your didgeridoo playing, because
Oh, okay.
we every single country has their own style of playing. But if you put a little bit more of attention, it makes a variations because
Yeah,
language.
because everybody is different language and we have different muscle for using the language.
Hmm.
So definitely, we are different technique and skill because we more what we used to
Hmm.
we can make sound we when we practice we realize no example Espanol and then French and German everybody different style. I mean because of exactly like what you say is language and Korean language is most key is oh so first of all our language the made from the old sound the king of the who made this language
Mm,
when he first hearing the sound and then he trying to explain the what he heard.
okay.
So it's a little bit different than of course we had Chinese
Hmm.
the character before, but China want to really stop we make our own language. But anyway, the we made it from the sound. So it means when we listen any language we can understand the sound. Example, porque, the vamos. So we can write by the Korean because this is we understanding from the sound. So that kind of system about the language, our languages. So that's why we are easy to little bit pronounce. We not possible to say native, but we can little bit trying to the the language little bit easier because we listen the language we just understanding the sound. So the porque or pero, the vamos and the bueno, something like that is I can write by the Korea Korean.
You
So
onomato
easy to
you it's como like onomatopeyas. You hear and you can write what you hear.
by Korean. Not
Oh
like
yeah,
English, but I can yeah, I can write by
yeah.
Korean. Yeah.
In Korean,
So
it's that's the way of didgeridoo playing.
mhm.
Onomatopeya.
And also my key of didgeridoo is like O.
Mm.
Mm-mm. Always keep the mouse O.
Oh,
So it's gonna be like that.
okay.
Mm. So more easy to speak. Yeah. So between the technique and sometimes possible to little bit space and little bit break, you know, digital player.
Uh-huh.
When we make many technique and making a lot of job moving, possible make easy to make mistake. Sometimes possible stop. But this doesn't matter, no? Actually, just 0.1 second. But if make or there is no space from the mouse, so if you used to, this is a lot of things possible to easy to speak.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. Never thought that thing. And it's very interesting. It's very interesting because
Mm-hmm.
you have a whole different perspective of the didgeridoo playing, because it's almost the same thing that how was given the name of didgeridoo from the invaders from England to the
Mm-hmm.
Aborigines. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's blood didgeridoo, and it was the name for us,
Yeah.
not
But
from the
actually,
jungle. Uh-huh.
yeah, it's like Idaki, no? Original
Mm.
name is Idaki. Yeah,
One of
didgeridoo is so sound like dijung dung 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 so that's oh didgeridoo.
yeah, that's a blood didgeridoo.
Dung
They
dung
keep
dung
that.
dung dung didgeridoo.
Yeah, that they keep that name, and we keep it just for us, for the balanda players like us. But
Yeah,
with all the respect for the Yonglu,
yeah.
the Jidaki, the
I
most
yeah.
popular name.
Also, we should using the name maybe become Idaki for
Mm?
didgeridoo, but in the community in the world, everybody using the didgeridoo.
Yes, yes, it's more.
Yes.
Well, over here we have that. Over here in Mexico, we have that. Like we only say jida key of the instruments from the jungle, from the arjembla.
Mm.
If there
Yeah, yeah,
is
yeah.
if there is another kind of instrument like my instruments or from the US or from Europe, it's a didgeridoo. Only Jedaki for the Yondu people. We have that kind of thing over here in Mexico for respect of their culture. And I don't know how is in the rest of the people, but over here is we have like that feeling. And when someone wants to call it called instrument any kind of, oh, it's a Jedaki. No, 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 cabrón. That's a fucking didgeridoo. It's not a Jedaki.
Some people say like a bubujela from Africa.
Oh yeah, yeah, Vuvuzela. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it can make some trumpet sounds, but
Or like a Switzerland horn is very similar, yeah. Different
yeah,
style
also,
of playing, but we could
also
play
the
horn didgeridoo like
yes,
didgeridoo.
also the Tibetans trumpets
Ah,
of
yeah,
made
yeah, yeah.
of
It's
brass.
bazooka.
Eh,
Ah, yeah, bro.
the
Yeah, like
brass
a
they are from made of brass.
something like that. Yeah, 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 yeah.
And how was your experience over there? You went to play into Europe? You went to play at festivals, or just
Yeah,
like
and
a fun?
uh, I think 2016 it was my first European tour.
Ah,
I yeah, and 18 one. Let me check. My first Euro was absolutely fucked up.
chinga.
Yeah, example,
Why?
I made so much mistake because I didn't have enough time for preparing. I had band, before with one Japanese awesome percussionist and hand player Yosuke. And yeah, I had a band, and then we made it together on stage,
Hmm.
not only me. So we was working hard for like 4 5 years with my friend, and then we everything apply. Okay, we time to go, but he couldn't go to the Europe because
Ching.
his personal reason. But I have to go, no, because I already have everything reserved, blah 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 blah. And I went, and I thought I could do by myself, but it was the biggest fantasy. Yeah. The reality about I didn't have much time for practice, no preparing, of course, on the stage is not ready. So I made it really bad stage then. Yeah, and then after I went to Pew after festival, and then this festival I'm little bit preparing well to do this one, and then it was okay. But my first Euro was like that, and then that time I met William in Europe.
Te
We was in same stage, DJ and OG. Yo, William was good with Leo. Leo was that some like a cameo on the stage, the William stage. Yeah, William make his good stage. Of course, Matsumoto joke is always good, perfect. I'm just that I was like I was almost crying, and then next to me is the next yeah next to me was the like, William. No, William is always happy. No, he's like honk honk honk. I'm almost like crying. That next to William is honk honk, and Koji is like wow. But they really helped me a lot. Hmm. Yeah. In Europe, first time, yeah, the William and then Leo and Koji was helping me a lot, and I was in really bad mood after
Mm.
that. Uh,
Can you imagine?
but yeah, then yeah, William, Leo really was helping me, and Leo borrowed money. Yeah, let's go somewhere. Like we have William and the Matsumoto. Next to the schedule was the Aborigine Dream in France.
Mm.
But for me, it was not invited because they have more career, but I'm just started before. So Leo and William and coach said, "Byung, let's go to Aborigine Dream. We could go. No, you are my friend, so I can the talk to the organizer that you can go without any pay, then I say first time no, because I don't feel like no, my like confidence is like almost zero, like but yeah, they was helped me to reach the evolution dream. Then finally I went. I met so much digital many player and a lot of energy they gave me, and start getting back. Yeah.
You
Uh,
you didn't perform over there in Aborigine in France
yeah, non-main stage. No.
on the open mic. They
Yeah,
have
open
an
mic.
open mic, yes. And also there is a video with Thiago Francisquinho when he was like inviting all the players. You didn't. You were there.
Yeah, I was there, but I feel was not that good that time still.
Te tembló la manita.
Yeah, like I was like, oh, like this. Yeah, I just watching then. I watching like Koji and the Kano Guru no Tiago
Mhm.
and Juang is a very
Ah,
good man, and
you met everyone over there. You met Thiago, Joao Jardim,
yeah.
Koji,
And
all those
I was
people. William.
I met yeah William, and I met Duraco as well.
Ah, Dubravko también. Oh.
Yeah. Awesome, and he's really like friendly. He looks like very strong on the video content, but he's really good. Yeah, he's a very like a how to say very quiet and kind of polite and smile
Yes,
always.
I
He seems a
see
good
that.
guy.
I see that everybody thinks that he is like in his videos, or I think he's like a little shy and is
Ah,
not so
really?
much a talker. I
Ah,
think that
that's right. Uh-huh.
I can perceive that kind of way of his personality. I don't know, never meet him in person, but I feel like it was like that. And did you try? This is for us, the multi-drone players. Did you try to learn multi-drone?
Yeah, of course.
How was your experience with multi-droning?
Um, is this technique is also pretty difficult
Mm.
and also really takes time to make a really sharp sound, like you guys and William and you. And this is like a really useful to like drop down to this octave. It's very useful technique for the like a musical way, not
Yes,
only
yes.
playing. So this kind of technique, if we have a didgeridoo is like just one key, but inside the one key have a many different notes
Hmm.
possible to control, if understanding. So that is the very good way to get technique this one, and then with the didgeridoo as well. I was really blowing mind and this.
You you got it. You got it. And you are not practicing or
No. But this difficult. It needs really like a strong hold of this from this muscle. It's difficult.
mm, because it will help you a lot.
Hmm.
But
Also, yeah, if you get strong muscle over this,
uh-huh.
your sound is completely sharp. This muscle.
Okay.
So multi drone is best way to get very strong. So every sound is really sharp, no?
Hmm.
You and the William is incredibly sharp.
For
Every
me,
sound.
it took like 3 months. Even that I was already busking in trying to do the drop octave on the bus. It was 3 months to try to take just the drop octave of the drum. Only that. The rest of it
Hmm.
is history. And I have seen that you have a bunch of collection of didgeridoos. What is if you can talk about every single didgeridoo because you have a very different from different makers around the world. Which one is your favorite and why?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I can say just
The
for starting. I can say just for starting. One of my favorite that you have is from Juramsibam. That Juramsibam Little Dragon is so beautiful. It
good
sounds
sound.
so
Mm.
awesome, and it is tunable. Tunable. Like you can tune the drum. The drum. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he sounded really good. Oh yeah, very good. Um, and it's very convenient to practice. Yeah,
oh, okay.
and very light because it's very like a hot. This kind of shape and very compact.
Hmm.
And also sound is really nice, very balanced.
What
Sound
key
good.
is?
My one is D to B. I know D to A. No B or A. D C is like a slide.
Wow. Okay. You
I
are
I order special order. Yeah.
okay. That's
Mm-mm-mm.
okay.
Um. Yeah, this sound is pretty good. And then wood slide, of course, is one of the amazing didgeridoo in the world. Um. Okay, let's talk about that. Okay, first, Yoram Shiba is really good sounding and compact and right, and that's why I want to have it. And then Wood Slide is really good for musicality.
Hmm.
They have a bunch of key, yeah, and then three part of the slide, and especially this the middle of the didgeridoo of this brass also really like a beautiful and nice. And yes, and then the most good thing is good sound also and many keys, so I can go many keys. Just one digi on the stage is completely fine. So it's like a really like a kind of, I feel like a didgeridoo of Fender. I like to say it's very made the quality of the
That's a French. Did you
yeah
right?
French.
Mm.
And
Yeah,
then
man.
another one, Italia.
Batman now.
And I really like the pipe glass. It sounds different. Wood and the fiberglass is of course different, but I don't compare. Yeah, because I like different sound. Two of them I like to use. So the fiberglass is why I like Andrea Ferroni in the project. Is he had so much long experience for playing already over 20
Hmm.
years. So already he mastered. He's so good. Yeah, when he listens, he's so sharp and he has many on his technique. And same timing, he making about didgeridoo has a long story, long time. I think it's more than 10 years he making
Hmm.
didgeridoo. So it means he has many knowledge for that.
Okay.
And then he's the didgeridoo of the making. The way is very interesting for me. It's like a kind of a design of this frequency and design how to shape this kind of things. He's kind of digging a lot and study a lot and learning a lot by himself, I think. So I can design to order from him,
Mm.
kind of. So he could making any what I say possible to making. So I got new DG from him like 1 month ago. New ordering is, yeah, I'm really happy.
Yes, I have
It's
seen
good.
that one. What key is that? Did you do?
Um, C to B.
Oh, it's also slide.
I don't play much higher tone. It's
Mm,
so strong. Yeah, I like it start from E.
for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I like E D. It start from E. Yeah, little
Mhm.
bit FG is too much for me.
Very
Yeah, yeah.
like a beehive of
Mm.
very high
Yeah,
pitch.
yeah. Yes, but
And huh?
mm,
What?
no.
No, you keep going.
But for the beginner, it's more high keys, easy to try to play, because easy to play. The low key is more difficult to play.
Uh,
If
I
example,
can say, huh? For
if
example.
going to more digitally low, it means the length is going to more longer. So need more strong muscle. Beginner people cannot play like a C or I mean. So we could play any key, but beginner play only possible play low key is good to start. I mean, because doesn't have any muscle, no possible to play like a very low key because low key is difficult to play than higher
there
key.
is on what happened in my experience in what I made some experiments with people that didn't play at all. I made some low key didgeridoos, and also I learned on the low A. My first didgeridoo was an agave of low A, and I learned how to play on that shit.
Oh,
It was
by the way,
huh?
I like agave didgeridoo so much. Very
Well,
easy.
I didn't. What the fuck? I didn't. Oh yes, I sold
Yeah,
two
yeah, yeah.
agaves. One is wanna go to Ireland, and another one is for LA. Right now, I have this eucalyptus. All this is eucalyptus, and this is the slingshot.
Okay.
The
Yo, how did you get the eucalypt? In Mexico, there is eucalypt tree.
Yes, this is
Really?
eucalyptus. Yes, but it's different kind of eucalyptus. It's not the same
Ah, okay.
eucalyptus from Australia. But
Mm.
anywho, is the proportion of the didgeridoo if you have I don't know, an E didgeridoo
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
is very easy to play. You can do that same didgeridoo with the same proportion, but in scale. You have to go to the low keys. You have to do the same proportions on the didgeridoo on E to make a B or A or whatever didgeridoo you want, and it won't be difficult to play because it has the same proportions than the E on a low key, and you will play like esta chingadera. You will play good with no problems. But that's a very very complicated thing to calculate. That's the tough
Yeah,
part.
yeah, yeah.
That's the tough
And
part.
then
You never tried to do didgeridoos?
which one?
You never tried to
You
make
did it?
you
Make no. Ah, yes, yes. I tried. Agave. Only agave.
over there you have agave in Korea?
No, 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 no. It's a long time ago. Sanshi. You know Sanshi, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Sanshi. Um. He's such a lovely guy. Like how much he loved didgeridoo and didgeridoo people. Like sometimes when I was in Australia, there was I told many Japanese basker and digi play. So sometimes Sanshi called every, include Koji and me and some of three, four, five Japanese DJ player. We are 7 or 8. Sanshi's house backyard. We making agave didgeridoo like together. Yeah. Sanshi showing me and teaching me this. Then at the Koji also recommended to the India. Also there is some the DJ maker. They making agave didgeridoo. Then
Mm-hmm.
I making there. So I have second 2 times experience. But making didgeridoo is not for me.
Mm.
I'm a little bit
You're
because
more a
this is
player.
take
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, it takes a lot of
Yeah.
and
Little bit tired.
you are working with agave. Agave is very easy to work with. Imagine
Yeah, no.
working with this kind of tool
Hmm.
in the angle grinder. That if you make a mistake, you can make an accident like this.
Oh. No, I will not do that.
I was working
It's
with
difficult.
my angle grinder,
Yeah.
and this a disc was stuck in my clothes, and then the angle
Oh.
grinder, whoop, boom, and almost took away my skin, all my stomach. It was like this close to open all my stomach. but
Yeah,
the back of the angle grinder hit just exactly boom, over there, and I got. And you were working with agave. Agave is very easy to work with, and you are like,
yeah.
oh.
Yo, but the thing is,
Uh-huh.
the making didgeridoo need space,
Ah, see, see, see. Yes,
and Korea
indeed.
expensive, so
Yeah.
I can't.
Oh, by the way, there is it's crazy. There is no Korean makers.
Yeah, yeah. Yun, this guy making 5 glass didgeridoo.
Ah,
I
cabrón.
think. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Never
But
saw.
not
No.
good one. No one no making because this one in Korea example, this one is difficult to making. There is no market. There is no customer. No one no wants to make business because no region. Yeah, no market, no customer. Why? It means I has just need to spend the money for that.
Hmm.
But why you making? Just he like didgeridoo so much. That's why he can make it. But he know is not like a ukulele, not like a guitar, not like this selling. No, very few sometimes. Yeah, so that is being region, but also possible to reach the Europe or world. But already in the world, many good maker. No?
Yeah,
Mm.
it's more easier to, like, say, for me to sell over there in Europe than for your
Difficult, yeah.
bro, your little
It's
your
difficult.
for your homie that sells didgeridoos from Korea to Europe. It's gonna be like a little bit more
Very difficult.
expensive. Yeah, it's very
And
difficult.
also, yeah, this the example like European people they choosing the European product. This
Uh-huh.
basic. So yeah, I don't know when European people start buying these. This is kind of risky, not take time really long. So the making setup and also I need experience. I need practice for making own product. I don't know how many years. No, this is not possible. Just one day, boom. No, I need
Mm-mm.
a lot of try. Many years. I know that process, so I don't do. I can't.
Mm.
It's no
Eh,
possible.
but let's imagine if you were like a didgeridoo maker, or what's your dream didgeridoo that you say, I imagine didgeridoo like this, like this, like this, and it will play like that, like this, like that. How can be that didgeridoo for
Mm.
you? Your perfect didgeridoo. Or already
Uh,
you have it, maybe?
actually, I really don't have that kind of things.
Mm.
I just look for the right now mostly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I have my hope things like yeah, this scene goes more bigger. I hope.
Hmm.
But yeah, the decision is getting bigger for sure. Example, let's say before 10 years I didn't play, you didn't play. It was more smaller. Yeah, but after we and it means next generation will coming. Yeah, if we continue. So it's gonna be getting. It's 100% is true. It's slow but getting bigger.
Say,
Mm. And yeah, that is my hope. Yeah,
what?
dream,
Hmm.
dream. I don't know much, but I just I want to be good more to meet people and on the stage. I like to share more my music. That's it. That's my dream. Yeah.
At what year do you started to play didgeridoo?
What?
What year did you start to?
What year?
Uh,
2011. I think 2011.
cabrón, we started the same time. What
Really?
month? What month?
Huh?
What month did you
One
start?
month. 2000. I think 2011 October.
October. Also win you. May. I started
Oh,
in
you more
May.
faster.
Yeah, I started in May with a PVC pipe. What kind of didgeridoo did you start
Of course, eucalyptus. No.
with? Eucalyptus?
Seven,
You were
seven, seven digital player, same house.
su pinche man. Oh yeah, you were with in
Everywhere,
Australia. Yeah.
everywhere digital.
Awesome,
and Sanshi and
awesome.
Koji. I was super lucky, yeah. Every
Yeah,
friends all played this.
I was like a fucking crazy over here in my city with a PVC pipe in the streets, just doing sounds. But so crazy, so crazy. We are out on the same generation of digital players.
Hmm.
Even that we are like not so old players. How do
No.
you see that from 10 years ago, from now, there are more players and they are trying
Yeah.
to do different things. How do you see that?
Oh, that is very interesting and it's very natural. Younger generation, I'm thinking like a young new generation, they always bring new, different than us. That is very natural and for sure.
Hmm.
And then make me very much inspire. I got so much inspiration from young generation, old generation, young generation, everyone has, and the young generation is really fresh. They are really fresh, young mind, and it's really pure mind timing. The creation things is always must be good, yeah. So yeah, I just do the everything is the good way to watching to to make each other giving good inspiration and to make this scene is getting bigger. Then I think that is important.
Do you have any plans to have another trip to Europe for your new music?
Yeah, next summer I like to go Europe. Yeah, yeah, I'm trying to be next year in summertime in Europe. Yeah, next year.
And about your music, what's your all your projects? Can you tell us or explain us your music? What kind
Oh
of
yeah,
music you are making right now with the DJ?
yeah. Mostly I'm traveling a lot, and
Hmm.
then everywhere, every city, I got so different feeling. So from this feeling, I'm trying to the making track. It was always like that when I was busking traveling in the world.
Mm.
So the my music is like a many different genre, not focused like a one genre of music. It used to. So I also like really like a metal and the rock music and also hip hop and
Mm.
electronic, these kind of things. And also we like instrument. I also like instrument music. Like example, when I traveling, they have many own instrument. India example like a sitar and tabla, and if go to Turkey and darabuka and santur, like this kind of many traditional instrument sound I really like. So the my music is um, basic is the electronic bass, the combined
Hmm.
instrument. That is the my like a project of a music right now. And it used to I'm making very many different genre of music, but that now I'm little bit changing to the making album is like a all album concept and track is a really similar way
Hmm.
to be the on the stage. You know what I mean? Example, I like to work with my music. I have to work. This is the only way to I can make income. So now I'm little bit making album is like not too much going to different genre.
Hmm.
Example, example. Okay, I'm making some house music. So my album goes all same genre. It's not going to too different because the for the working on the
Hmm.
stage it's better to something stable to go into tune.
Okay.
Yeah. So now I'm little bit changed my focus. It
Mm.
used to I'm making many different too much. Sometimes I'm making rock and sometimes that is too much up and down, I feel.
Sí, sí, sí.
So I'm trying to making like what you does, like you're making techno tune, house tune, giving 1 2 hour. That is the more works for people.
Yes, 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 yes. What
So
what
the same thing. Mm.
You are using MIDI controllers?
Yeah, of course.
What what
I
what
I
uh, what's all the hardware you are using for your music?
hardware.
Mm, the MIDI
Hardware.
controllers.
This is just the cheapest one.
Mm,
M audio keyboard, and the most important thing is like the program
okay.
DAW. Example like Logic Pro, Cubase,
Which one do
Ableton.
you like?
I using two Logic and Ableton have to use
Never use
because
Logic.
that is important. So the Logic is for me is good to the making producing the music,
Okay.
and then Ableton is good for the live. Of course,
Right.
Ableton is good for making music, but yeah, I'm using different way too. Production making Logic, and then live stuff is more Ableton. Yeah, and then my hardware is not special. Yeah, the most
Mm,
important is software. They has all, and
you never
gear is just the cheapest one.
gear?
Gear just need a keyboard,
Okay.
only one, and then program. There is all of the instrument. You can enjoy
Mm,
so
sí,
much.
sí, sí. Sí, sí, sí. Yes. I was at the beginning when I started with this kind of music, I was like only FL Studio. And I still
Oh
like
yeah,
FL
yo
Studio.
yo.
FL Studio.
Apple Studio is the I can say is good. If you know this one, is very simple to use. And in Korea, many professional they using the FL Studio still. So you go your comfortable way to go FL, and FL Studio is pretty similar like the Roland the electronic machine. This kind of a little bit similar the interface.
Hmm.
So for you, just go for that. I think that is good.
Yes.
You are more
And
easy to understand. Yeah,
for not, right now, I'm producing DAW-less. I only
nice.
using the DAW for recording and doing all
Mm-hmm.
the trying to do all in the TR or MCs or whatever kind uh,
Yo, just just try to connection with the machine to your into the computer.
mhm.
So it means you can recording your sound. Yeah,
This
this one
table
it's
moves
gonna
a
be
lot.
yours. Huh?
This table moves a lot, like it's shaking a lot, and I put in my knees so it won't
Ah,
stop
okay.
moving.
That's okay.
So crazy. And
Yo, what about you? Also, you could go one day Europe, no?
yes, I'm planning, but it's a little bit
Yeah, it's,
difficult because for me it's making 20 times more money than
but you could, no? If
anywhere.
I mean,
Yes,
if you go Europe, more possible to chance to get money. You
yes.
could meet many customer.
My main goal is Germany. My main goal is Germany because over there is the capital of techno in Berlin.
You so you have to go,
Yeah, I
and
have to
then
go. Yes.
I think yeah, you could prepare your keys and just you don't need to go long just for the short trip, and you just make sure the flight ticket is expensive, but if you little bit more hardworking anyway, you can make income. So if you go Europe, it's big region. You're many making Didgeridoo, and it's more possible to know the people. It's more good
Maybe next
business.
summer. Maybe next summer we
Mm-hmm.
can meet in person over there in Europe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Yo, Mexico is really far from Korea. I need to go 2 3 days.
But there
So
is there is a very interesting thing about Mexico in Korea. There is a lot of Koreans over here in Mexico living here in Mexico.
because we love Mexico,
Yes, there is a
Korean
bunch of
people love.
more. There is a lot of. It's a big community in the state of Nuevo León, in the east center east of Mexico. It's a big community of Korean people, and lots of Koreans. They are having or a man or a woman Mexican, and they stay here to live in Mexico.
And also the Korean people we love Mexican flavor. It's a
Oh,
little bit similar.
ooh,
So Korean people love tacos. For me, I can eat all day taco. 1 year,
ooh.
24, no problem taco.
There is one thing that I feel that is very weird about Korean food. It's what is I think is like wine that the first sip of wine is ay, pues, chingama. It's like but then
Spicy.
another sip is and then another sip is
Uh,
ay kimchi.
ah,
The
see,
first
see.
my first time of kimchi is like ay joder, ¿qué es
Yeah,
esta
it's
madre?
new, eh?
See
Different.
like ah, su puta madre, ¿qué es esto?
But when little bit Mexican people they understand. Oh, okay, this
Ah, a huevo, yeah, yeah,
maybe
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Kimchi, and another one is the I love shrimps, but I
Melona.
I can't understand the chips shrimp flavor.
Okay,
I
I
can't
like.
can't
Yes,
understand that.
it smelly, little bit no stink. I don't know this no
Hmm.
smells
Yeah, yeah.
bit weird. Yeah, fish
It's
smells and little bit yeah.
it's a different like the in Japan this bread with sweet beans.
I like.
Most of Mexicans they are like
Ah, yeah. You guys don't need the sweet bean. Yeah, this with like
no,
a
no, no.
burrito. No.
Yeah, for us,
Food,
beans are
not dessert.
salty. Yes, it's salty. It's for food.
Yeah.
And most of the Mexicans they eat this bread
Yeah,
with
different.
sweet beans. They're like, totally,
This
totally different cultures, but
yeah, different.
awesome culture over there in Korea. Like, uh,
No, Mexico also. Yeah,
yes,
you guys have a very own beautiful culture.
yes, and
Oh,
I
very good.
love the traditional clothing when over there the weddings they
Yeah.
use the traditional with the big like what do you call the kimono also
Yes, kimono is Japanese one, but we also have a different called hanbok.
hambo
Yeah.
hambo
It's like Japanese
very
kimono for Korean version.
like very Korean version it's very elegant all that kind of stuff the clothing
Yeah.
the traditional clothing and also one thing that I love very much but don't practice but there is a one friend of mine that it's black belt taekwondo.
Oh, really?
Yes, taekwondo and is a didgeridoo player.
Mm.
It's a didgeridoo player from Sonora, the Sonora state. He is like 6 feet tall. It's 190 meters tall. A huge
Mm-hmm.
dude, and he is a black belt taekwondo. You have training, right?
Yeah.
Because the military that you have to do, everyone has to do.
Mm-hmm.
How good you are to fight?
No,
You're
we just
basic.
learning for the protecting, not for attacking. But
Mm.
taekwondo mean in actually I practiced taekwondo very long time. I start from
Mm.
4 or 5 until army time. So I'm like almost half professional. Like the after elementary school, I went to the taekwondo school because I was pretty good that time. But anyway, taekwondo is what we learn. First, we learning the how respect for people. That is
Hmm.
very important. The master, if we doing like a very rude or bad, he very angry for that to
Hmm.
fix. So the taekwondo is the not attacking first.
Hmm.
Our most motion is everything most guarding for protect by myself, not for attack.
Okay.
So that is very important for taekwondo mind. We learning this martial arts for protecting me and my family, not for attacking.
Mm.
Mm.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah, so taekwondo.
I one of my favorite things. I don't practice. I practice skateboarding. Most of the
Oh,
people here in Mexico are like football. Soccer.
Oh, I love football. Yo, the last 2018, no Korea, they beat the Germany. And, oh, Korea,
Thank you very much. We appreciate that
it's
game.
my pressure. We are brother now. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. That was so awesome. That was so awesome to defeat
Germany is number
Germany.
one. No, that time
Yes, it
we were
was.
thinking, yeah, German going to win, but Korea was wrong.
And then
Oh,
Mexico won Germany. Qué putiza le pusimos a los alemanes.
it was funny. I love football very much
And
to watch.
I'm not like that kind of Mexican. I don't like so much football. I prefer another sports like skateboarding
Mm.
and martial arts.
Oh, I
In
love UFC watching.
one of my favorite kind of martial arts is taekwondo. But
Hmm.
when I wanted to try taekwondo because there's a lot of kicks, I have this injury in
Ah,
my ¡Pum! ¡Ay, güey! ¡No mames! It was no more kicks for
yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah. For me, yeah, for me also, I don't do like that much. Like example, I like soccer, but I like watching.
Mm,
But the thing is, I don't watching full. I just watching highlight.
okay, sí, sí, sí. Sí,
But and also,
it's
and I also like UFC very much.
mm,
Yeah, because I liked watching. This is beautiful for me. The martial arts, the UFC. You know how they making planning, the build up to fighting. Yeah, and then yeah, it's just beautiful. They just on the second, and I got boom,
a su
that kind of.
máquina.
But I don't like to do by myself. But I just like to watching. I can understand how they think. It's a yeah,
Yes,
so nice.
it's so awesome.
I can't.
I also I
I'm
also
scary
love.
person to fight.
I'm like very hobbit, but I'm like
Mhm.
I don't know if you like Dragon Ball. I'm like a Saiyan. I
Of
I
course, no.
I
Our
I
generation.
I'm afraid of the fights, but
Hmm.
if it is a like let's just have a round of box. Put your gloves. Okay, let's go. Un ratito, just a little punches and that's it.
Yeah, just yeah. The UFC
it's
is like interesting. Yeah. Anyway,
it was a pleasure, and thank you very much. Again, how to pronounce your name?
Byung Hee. Oh, just the KRW. My
Byung
ID name.
Byung
He.
Byung Byung
He.
Hee Hee
Yeah. Yeah.
Byung Hee Byung Hee
Yeah, man.
Byung Hee
Hmm.
Byung Hee
Jonathan.
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 Thank you very much, Byung Hee.
Bueno, muy bien.
Desde Tijuana, Baja California, México, from Tijuana, Baja California, México, and from South Korea. Byung. Ay, güey, aquí no es, es acá. Hey, last thing, if you want to follow, if you want to support his music, he's gonna put
Please, please.
everything in the video description. So if you want to follow, if you want to support his music, if you want, you have Spotify, music in
Yeah,
Spotify,
sure. Yo,
everything.
yeah, can you add my link later?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
Everything is
just
gonna be
click.
in the
Yeah.
description. And
Muy
bye.
bien. Bueno, bueno. Chao.